All right, there we go. Dise against ThorZaIN. Game number 1 on Northern Isles. Okay, let's switch these up.
Oh, the tension. The tension.
Dude, I always suck at switching up the names on the overlay, but we did get it. It is working. And game number 1, ThorZaIN versus Dise, also known as Stranic. But I guess when he played as Stranic, that was his friend's account. And like his friend's name is Stranic. So like, and then he got known as Stranic, and he's like, wait, that's my buddy. So Dise.
I do recognize this name though, Dise. I do recognize it, separate from Stranic, but I remember it from back in the day. Do you remember it?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. I swear I remember with the capital S, the capital D, and the lowercase.
He's very young,
lowercase
so
e.
I'm not sure that's valid. He's very young apparently.
Well, when I say back in the day, I mean like 2017. That's my back in the day, Rick.
Oh. Yeah, he's 21, so maybe. Yeah, perhaps.
All right. Yeah.
Perhaps. A Warden out of Dise on Northern Isles.
That's what I'm talking about, man. The variability, the malleability, the
You literally just talked about this. You just said that. You just said that about this player, that he can really do anything. He has a diversified portfolio, as they say in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Show me that portfolio, Dise. Yeah, and ThorZaIN is definitely going to be very surprised by this, I'm sure. But Warden it's very strong on all maps. Even if you're playing one base, you can chase around that Archmage. And especially on maps where you know you're not going to be up against the Mountain Kings, such as Northern Isles, such as Concealed Hill, Amazonia, stuff like that, where there's going to be no Mountain King, there's going to be guaranteed an Archmage. You can just go Shadow Strike, chase around that low HP hero all day, man.
Sorry, I forgot to do predictions.
Oh, yeah, I can always do them, too.
Promised everyone I would do them. Hold on. Okay, get your predictions in. Maybe just type in the chat, like, predict, because it's on delay, but people don't notice. Okay, the Warden. Gonna be getting invuln pot right off the start. That's pretty good. AOW creep on the greater consumable. Should get level 2. And the Wisp control from Dise is very good. ThorZaIN, on the other hand, gonna be creeping his expansion. This will be an expansion off 3 farm.
Interesting. Yeah, this is a cool little style that we've seen more recently, which is humans against Night Elf going for that expansion right away. Not dilly-dallying, not waiting to get level 3 on their Archmage before creeping it, like you'll see against Undead. Just going for it right away so you can secure that expansion so that you kind of cut off the timing of the Night Elf, because you know the Night Elf is at least going to creep 1 camp with the Ancient of War before harassing. But look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at all the damage on the Archmage.
Yeah, there's a lot, and you don't have a shop here. And actually, that's a dead Archmage.
It might be a dead Warden, but the invuln force, the Warden was not denied. And all these peasants are up for grabs now, too. Stranic, or Dise, I should say, I'll have to get used to that, is going to go for a couple more peasants, but he will have to get out of here eventually. But look at how much mana, look at how much experience he has, Ricky.
Still has another Shadow Strike as well. Probably wants to pop that on one of the units before he leaves. Maybe a peasant. But now he's creeping this out. I think he's just trying to damage these, for that when the Archmage comes out, he can still get this experience, because it is very worth it to still get this experience. You don't want to kill this Ice Troll. Okay, ThorZaIN recognized that right away. The priest is going to heal this up anyway.
Yeah. Only a level 1 Archmage, right? So not the end of the world for ThorZaIN.
Look at how annoying this is with the Archmage. He doesn't want to kill him.
It's out and it's going to get level 2. It got the claws as well, +9, which is very useful. And Dise with a nice shop creep. This is what Laliat showed us for the first time a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. He was doing this. He was doing this with the Warden, getting to level 3 very early. And maybe this isn't that bad for ThorZaIN. The expansion was delayed by quite a bit, but he's forcing a lot of Moon Juice. He forced that invuln pot, and the Archmage is back and on full health, full mana now almost.
Yeah, but does he want to be aggressive? Obviously, ThorZaIN has to be aggressive, stalling time for his expansion, but this Warden is still very deadly. Level 3 now.
Ooh. Boots are going to help, but you cannot buy Boots of Speed on your Footmen, Ricky. So these Footmen are going to go down 1 Shadow Strike after the next. There's already 1 falling, a second one about to fall to the Archers.
There's enough Shadow Strike for all these footies, by the way. If he can get this one with the Archers, all 3 of these footies are dead, and ThorZaIN's not getting any value. He's keeping that elf on the side of the base, but at the end of the day, you're still feeding Footmen and experience to this Warden, and if Dise wants to stay on 1 Warden, 1 hero, this could be a fast level 6.
Yeah, this could be a lot of experience, absolutely correct. And, you know, the Archers is all he needs to defend his base right now. Like, normally, how ThorZaIN would buy time is going for cancels, try to kill the Huntress, all the shop, the lures potentially. But with this Warden being already such a beast with boots of speed now as well, there's not really much ThorZaIN's going to do. He's delaying, like you say, but yeah, Town Portal forced. Nicely dodging that Shadow Strike, but the Archmage would have died again, so ThorZaIN smartly just getting out of there. He's got no shop, though, Ricky.
No shop. Finally, an Arcane at the expansion. This Warden not going to be too deadly with the Shadow Strikes, and he might change to Fan of Knives later on in the game, but not yet. Going to the main base, though, and the main base of ThorZaIN is completely dry. No shop, like you said, and maybe a blink to try to go after that Archmage. It could be a play.
Yeah, that'd be a decent idea because there's no Arcane Tower, although Dise does not know where the Archmage Town Portal to. Probably doesn't expect the Archmage to just be chilling in the back of the base. Probably expected it to run away somewhere.
ThorZaIN's in a lot of trouble.
On.
His Archmage can't come and defend because the Warden is so powerful right now. This is really bad for ThorZaIN. His Archmage is stuck in his base. He can't leave. Has no HP. I mean, the Warden's out of mana right now, but there's nothing really to defend except for an Arcane and a few footies.
Yeah. There's no mana, so maybe the Archmage is going to come back in. He indeed is. And the tier 2 on the way, but the tier 2 for Dise is already done. Double lore, the Warden's staffing back. Gonna get tons and tons of mana. And, you know, is the lumber good for ThorZaIN? It's really not, honestly. He's getting a lumber mill. He can maybe try to creep close to level 3, but it's going to take more than this green camp to get to level 2 water elementals. And in the meantime, Dise moved his Ancient of War. Look at this. So proactive, so beautiful. Staff's back, gets mana, gets health, creeps a camp, and then he's probably going to go pressure again with level 4 Warden.
So nice to see Dise easily the underdog in this group on paper, 100%, and just looking like really composed on Northern Isles.
Yeah, this is beautiful play. This could be a beautiful item as well, and the Ancient War is going to live too. So often do you see Night Elf players just sacrifice their Ancient War for this second camp, but Dise, no, he's going to be able to use it for perhaps even the red camp in the future, and he gets a Pendant of Energy. Oh my dear Lord, ThorZaIN, what do you have for us? You got to do something. You got to make a play. The tier 2 is coming up. The Blacksmith with the expansion as well. But this Warden's level 4 with 400 mana, Ricky. What are you supposed to do if you're this Archmage?
Level 2, hard to get that level 3. He can get level 3 from the Murloc, but level 4, like you said, the Blink comes in, and the Shadow Strike on this Archmage. No TP, no way out. And now that you're not tier 2, you can't even get a health pot. You don't even have a shop at this expansion. I would just target the Archmage. Whoa, is that a Blink deny? Because the
fake blink.
Oh, Pog.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know why, but the Archmage is dead. This is a dead mage and a half, and yet there's another kill. Oh, Dise, do you have enough mana to get out though? Definitely has that staff to get out, but he could also blink. And the Archer's coming in to kill that Arcane Tower. You're not trapped in here with me. I'm trapped in here, whatever. Another footman gonna fall.
Yeah, you're not trapped in here with me. You're trapped in here with me.
Yeah.
Well done. Very good.
You know
Excellent.
who you are. I am.
Yeah, I like that a lot. GG is called, and honestly, just complete domination. Complete domination from Dise in game 1. That was real, man.
That was real. That was right. That was one-sided. How often do we say that about ThorZaIN's games, especially against Night Elf? But that was one-sided. He'll lose somehow. Like, he's good under pressure. Uh-oh. And on Concealed Hill for the second map, I'm wondering if we could just see a Warden again. Like, you're definitely not going to go Mountain King first. On Concealed Hill, you may not even expand. You may not even expand. By the way, Neo, I believe, did ask Dise how to pronounce his name, and he did say Dise.
Yeah, it's Dise. Yeah, it's not
Yes.
Dise or...
Yes.
I was thinking it was Dise, like Dise nuts, but that would have been funny.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Okay, we got ThorZaIN in the bottom left and Dise in the top right of Concealed Hill. Do the spawns matter on this map? I know in Undead, for example, you'd love to get the top spawn, easier critters.
Yes.
Does this change for this matchup? Does the human want to be on bottom? Does the Night Elf want to be on top?
No, there's not really any difference in this matchup. For Orc, there would be a slight difference for the trick on the Priest of the shop. So there is slight imbalances on both sides. And, there has been, maybe some people prefer one spawn for the Tavern pull, for the red camp in the middle. Maybe there's a preference there. But really no balance issues here in terms of the spawn. And Keeper the Grove. So again, Dise is going to switch it up, and I think this is the best choice for this map. Warden has been played here, but certainly there's not a lot of creeps early on. It's hard to get level 3 without a second Ancient of War on Concealed Hill.
100%, 100%. Sorry, let's fix the stream. There we go. Okay, we're good. A little bit of stutter steps, but I think we'll be fine for going out. You know, just trying to keep it clean for you guys. Trying to keep it clean. Okay, AOW creep for Dise, and good wisp usage again from Dise. Sending those wisps out early. Wants to see exactly what he's doing. Wants to check the lab, which is a good creep camp right away at the start, or the expansion, which I imagine another wisp might take the other side. But Concealed Hill, hard to creep this expansion.
Yeah, very hard, which is why I wouldn't be surprised to see a one-base play from ThorZaIN. He is someone who does lots of different strategies, one base being one of them, so possible, but maybe not too likely. And of course, the thing we saw in Northern Isles was ThorZaIN going for that expansion immediately, which you can't do on this map because you just don't simply have the forces to creep that difficult expansion. This gives Dise the opportunity to get level 2 and be at the expansion right away when ThorZaIN goes to creep it. Normally right around nighttime is when ThorZaIN's going to go for it if he is going to expand. It looks like he may actually. Still building peasants. Building a 4th farm. It will be an expansion attempt, and Dise is going to be right there waiting.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Like you said, the decision to go for the crab here, as opposed to his crab. You know, you're closer to the expansion if the human player wants to do that. So, I mean, the good thing for ThorZaIN is he will have level 2 Archmage, and this isn't a Warden this time, so he could be a little bit more composed with this Archmage. See how he handles a Keeper, though. Keeper's here.
Keeper's here. Keeper's got decent mana, not full, but the Claws of Attack that he got from that orange camp earlier is going to be very, very valuable. And ThorZaIN actually goes in before nighttime. This may be a slight metagame because Dise is probably assuming that he's going to wait till nighttime, which is right now to go in. So ThorZaIN gets a little bit of a leg up, but takes a little bit more damage. A bunch of treants coming in. A couple of footmen are hurt, but they can go to the fountain in the future. Will Dise be able to get any sort of last hits? So far, not so much, but he's able to get one peasant, maybe a couple more. If ThorZaIN's able to get the Overseer, this will be level 3, though. This will be level 2 Water Elementals.
Very important Overseer creep. Although Dise is here, more summons just to be annoying. Archmage taking some damage. ThorZaIN does get level 3 and picks up the ring as well, which is a good item to have while you're taking this damage early on your Archmage. Might pick up an Archer as well. And that level 3, like you said, paying off right away. Archmage is still taking a lot of damage, though.
He's got the fountain, though. He didn't lose too many peasants. I think he only lost 2, in fact. And Dise has one more Entangle, almost another set of treants. But he did lose some archers, and honestly, you don't want to be losing archers like this early game. There's not really a big reason to if you're the Night Elf player, but at the back of this, there is a tech. There is a Huntress Hall for Dise, so he does have a follow-up plan. This is not all in. This is not too Ancient of War, anything like that. So he has delayed the expansion by quite a bit. And maybe he can just go back home happily and maybe counter-expand.
Yeah, ThorZaIN using that cloak to bait out the Entangle, and with no Archer to support, I mean, Entangle not going to be able to kill that Archmage, and ThorZaIN right away going to go to the Healing Fountain, but all the Archers are there healing up as well.
Ooh, the cloak. The cloak is so value on this map, man, because you can even heal in the daytime with that Archmage now.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and look at that, he's taking advantage of that. Dise, does he want to invest in a Dust of Appearance because of this?
Yeah, might be a decent choice, actually, and maybe if he can go creep this green camp, this would be level 3 as well, but of course he wants to cancel this Arcane Tower. But look at the Archer positioning from ThorZaIN, even as a Militia chilling there to bully off these Archers so he can't get that cancel on the Arcane Tower. Very important for ThorZaIN to do that.
Yeah, not building the expansion as fast as he wants, has to rally a few more Militia, bringing a 5th one as well. So this expansion is going to be a bit slower, and looking at the tech, Tier 2 does hit for the Night Elf player, and there isn't a counter expansion from Dise. So what is that a telltale sign of?
I think he was actually attempting to counter expand, but if you look at this footman for ThorZaIN, it was scouting all the possible locations, and it was actually starting to attack the wisp of Dise. So I think Dise wanted to counter expand because he hasn't built lores yet. But maybe he's just going to go into pure Archer off this. Maybe he could pick up a Naga second, maybe even a Panda second. But I do think he should still try to counter expand.
Ooh, denied on the Archer.
Did he deny with an Archer?
Yeah,
an Archer with an Archer. Ooh. Oh, and another one going to go down, though. A lot of kills for ThorZaIN.
Yeah, some good damage here, and ThorZaIN's really taking good map awareness. The expansion's up, and he's got a good blockade, I guess, from the Night Elf. The Night Elf Keeper is way out of position, not going to be able to creep out. It actually goes for a Panda, and he's going to creep out this Panda, but look at that. Like you said, the Footy Scout scouts the expansion or lack thereof, and now he's going to see the second hero. He's going to see the creep timing. ThorZaIN well on top of his game in game number 2.
And ThorZaIN's waiting for the staff of teleportation to get off cooldown, and he's going to buy it, and then he'll be able to definitely be in position to cancel. Actually, just going to buy Boots of Speed. Maybe because he didn't scout an expansion, but if he had, he could have sent another unit up there, staff to it, cancel that expansion. Oh, the Keeper, though. Okay, staffing back to his Panda to get more mana. And the Panda's going to have to creep up for quite a while to get level 3, but there is quite a decent number of easy creep camps for this Panda to take if he wants to get that level 3 before, before going for an expansion or some sort of a push.
There's not much that ThorZaIN can really do to stop the second hero from creeping as well. It looks like, his tech is delayed. He doesn't have tier 2 on his own, and the only thing to stop that is a couple footies and an Archmage. But I think ThorZaIN is happy with not, with seeing no expansion.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. He's just happy to just buy a little bit of time for his tech. If he can slow down the Panther, that's great, but Dise has shown very effective creeping so far. He's going to that Ancient of War again that we proactively moved earlier on. And he can get not level 3 quite from this, but close to level 3. And ThorZaIN's sharking around to try to stop it. And he may actually be able to stop it, in fact.
Yeah, this is a really good creepjack timing. Dise is not going to be able to finish this, and actually the Panda taking some damage early. Archers as well, and here come the footies with the Water Elemental, and they do a lot of damage before the Dispel comes in from these Dryads, which isn't available yet.
2 Archers going down. Water Elemental not abolished? Is there abolish? I don't know if there's abolish yet. He's building his 3rd and 4th Dryad, but he's not abolishing the Water Elemental. Gonna kill a couple of footmen with Entangle, but definitely want to kill this Water Elemental. A lot of experience for that Panda could be gained.
This AOW is definitely going to fall to these creeps as well. Wisp trying to heal it, but he says it's no use. This AOW is going to go down, and that means you're not AOW creeping anymore. Unless you can get rid of these footies, then you can still keep this AOW. Dise is in a situation where if he can just back off ThorZaIN for a bit, he can continue this push. It looks like the creeps back off the AOW. If he can get rid of ThorZaIN here, he can continue to creep, but this is still a tough harass. The Archmage does a ton of damage. Water Elemental's not going to make much of a difference anymore, though.
Remember, ThorZaIN is attacking behind this. He's got an expansion behind this. This time bot he doesn't need to get anything done. Just as long as the Panda is not creeping, just as long as his expansion is mining and he's teching, he's happy. And he's going to tier 3. Workshop, Arcane Sanctum, Mountain King for ThorZaIN. Excited to see what sort of unit composition he's going for. It's looking like Priest Knight Mortar team, unless there's a second Sanctum somewhere I'm missing. There is in fact not. And the Archmage might actually find this expansion attempt. He was so close to finding it, but he didn't.
I think he's going to find it here, though. Archmage coming up to the top left. Surely you check this area. Might check the expansion right away. He's not going to see it, though. Okay, now he's going to check the other side, and he's going to see it. Water Elemental can be summoned. Try to get some damage on it early. There we go.
Just an
he's got that staff as well.
I think, though. I think he just gets rid of it. Yeah. A little bit too late, ThorZaIN. He maybe could have found it a bit earlier, but now there's the Abolish. Now the Water Elementals cannot do much of anything anymore. So, yeah, that expansion's going to go up, but it's going to be, what, maybe 3,000, 4,000 gold advantage for ThorZaIN at the end of the day.
And he'll take those. Castle Tech almost done. Double racks. It's going to be Knights. It's going to be Mortars. It's going to be Casters. Just going to go into that late game human. And the only real thing that can counter this, to be honest, is Mountain Giants. Bears are all right. Dryads are all right. But once ThorZaIN starts to get those Knights, especially with upgrades, it becomes a big problem.
Yeah, and he's getting the mortar teams for the Dryads, which is going to be nice, but little does ThorZaIN know he's going to need even more of those because Dise is staying on tier 2 currently. He got the Shredder, so he's got plenty of wood, but maybe just waiting for a bit more gold to go to tier 3 to potentially get those Bears or Mountain Giants. But yeah, there could be a Chimera transition in the future if it is only mortar teams and Knights, especially if ThorZaIN commits to getting 80, 90 supply pure, just heavy armor ground units that can attack up. Then you can transition to 2 Chimera Roosts off this 2 base. And there's not much ThorZaIN can do. He doesn't have any supply left.
Yeah, we saw that in the colorful Fortitude show match on the card. He had 3 Chimeras, nothing else, and it pretty much just destroyed Fortitude. If you can get like even 2 Chimeras and have them in the back with good front line, they do so much damage to Knights and Mortars. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey, Side, with tier 1 28 months, given all my luck to ThorZaIN Heart. Well, thank you, Side. You also bought a Back to Warcraft lettering hoodie an hour ago. Love you. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah,
buddy.
Thanks for the support, dude. He just wants to play ThorZaIN because he doesn't want to play the Night Elves because he's an undead player. So
that's true.
It's all it comes off friendly, but we know what that really means. Side, we know. Oh, the bolt on cooldown. Keeper's gonna be able to get out. Lucky playing with fire there. Another bolt. If he missed time, that could have been disaster.
Yeah.
But this expansion finally going to go up for Dise, and it's very delayed. Very, very delayed. 9,300 for ThorZaIN. Yeah, he's going to have about 3,000, like you said. Maybe, I don't know about 4, but maybe 3,000. Still a bit of an advantage, but the good thing for ThorZaIN, now he's at Tri-Hero. Pally's out. Lots of creeps on the map still, Carson.
Yeah, the mortar teams, but everything's out of position. Heal scroll already used. Both the mortar teams are going to go down. The damage is so good on these Dryads, but not if you're positioned like that. Both mortar teams fall. A couple of Dryads are going to be traded as well. But again, 1-for-1 trades is fine for Dise because he is on 2 base now. Oh, he found such a nice timing, did he? And the Paladin's going to fall as well. A Dryad is surrounded, but was that 2 mortar teams and a Paladin for 2 Dryads? 3 Dryads even. Still good for Dise, and maybe the Archmage is going to be forced to town portal this. Another Breath of Fire. Oh, he doesn't actually use it on the Archmage, and the Archmage town portal's out regardless. Nice fight for Dise.
Seems like a fantastic fight for Dise. Yeah, like perfect creep jack. And actually, if he can take the rest of this camp... No! 2 priests! Misrallied!
Oh, ThorZaIN's slipping a little bit here, isn't he?
Dang, those are 2 big pickoffs. 2 very big pickoffs. ThorZaIN's going to try to come back. He's still got some knights. No Sundering Blades yet. Actually, he's not even upgrading it right now. He just wants units. But he needs to get rid of these Dryads. The mortar team in the back, you know, they used to be, could have been 3, but that creep jack was nuts, man. And that's going to change the whole dynamic of this creep now. Paladin, probably on his way out soon. Okay, yeah, it just pops right now. Calls a bit of militia, and ThorZaIN wants to pick off more units. To be honest, Dise still has a very small army size. He hasn't been able to prosper that much from this expansion, so he's trying to get value. But he actually might overextend if he sticks around too much. These Dryads, very valuable right now.
Yeah, good thing for Dise is this Panda's almost certainly going to get level 5 this game at this point. He's already 4.4. There hasn't been a big fight yet, especially when he's transitioning still into bears. And he can play hit and run all day with these Dryads and just pick off unit after unit. So this Panda will definitely get level 5. And that's going to be rough for this army of ThorZaIN, especially because it doesn't really have any heal scrolls right now. It doesn't even have a town portal to get out if he gets out of position. The red camp did go to Dise, but he only gets a Helm of Valor, and the rest of the experience is going to go to ThorZaIN.
Yeah, Dise in a situation where he can't really fight, and to be honest, this is where you want to see maybe one mountain giant just a buffer while your heroes take over, because right now the bears are okay, but they fight pretty on par with knights, especially now that the Pally is starting to level up, level 2, almost level 3, and the knights are going to be super strong. Still no Sundering Blade upgrade.
Yeah, not necessary because he has already seen the bears, of course, but in the future, definitely want to get it just in case there's a Mount Giant transition, of course. Ooh, these bears could do a lot of damage, and the Panda as well with the Breath of Fire. Only has 1 available, though. Ooh, and catches out a Knight. This is what I'm talking about. 1 unit picked off after the next, and the Panda's getting so close to level 5 already. And just a town portal out. Beautifully done by Dise. Yet again, a couple of peasants are going to fall as well. Maybe even a mortar team. Oh, almost falling. That would have been huge for Dise, but still beautifully done.
And this is good for ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN's okay with chipping away here because he's slowly leveling up his heroes and feeding off the XP. Going to pick up the red camp as well. And yeah, the first item went to Dise, but I mean, ThorZaIN right now can take fights, he can creep, so this is a good position for the human to be in. And Dise needs to, even though he's got high level heroes, like 4/4 heroes are good. What does he need to do?
Well, he's going into Fairy Dragons, which I think is a great choice, especially against, you know, if he catches ThorZaIN out before he's casted Inner Fire, then ThorZaIN will not be able to cast Inner Fire for that entire fight. So ThorZaIN's going to have to pre-cast Inner Fire all the time. And also, you know, just with heroes, they're also very good just to get a couple of Fairy Dragons. Would love to see just 1 Chimera Roost. I know it seems like a big investment, but just get 1 Chimera Roost, a single Chimera. You've already got close to level 5 Panda. You're going to have to go into Dragon Hawks for ThorZaIN. There's not going to be flying machines alive for very long against this Panda. So 1 Chimera Roost. Don't need to build 3 like everyone does, like you see Wallaya do all the time. Just build 1. Level 5 Panda, though, with Scourge Bone Chimes from the Fountain. Oh my lord, what did ThorZaIN get, actually? He got Robe of the Magi, definitely the worst of the 2 items.
Yeah, I mean, Scourge Bone Chimes Vampiric Aura with Bears is really, really good. Are we seeing a transition? We are seeing the transition. Double Chimera Roost coming out of Dise. He knows what he's up against. He knows how to counter it. Now it's just a matter of time. ThorZaIN needs to start taking fights at this point. His expansion has been mining out very, very well. He's going into upgrades now. What are the upgrades on the Knights? 1/1. He's actually getting Mortar and Knight upgrades at the same time.
Yeah, Notice the timing as well of the Chimera Roost. He didn't put them down early when he saw 2 barracks, right? He didn't put them down when he's killed those first couple of mortar teams. He put them down when ThorZaIN's already 80 supply. Now, if ThorZaIN wants to counter air, he has to break up into high upkeep. And then at that point, what are you going to build? You're going to build flying machines. I just don't build chimeras. You're in high upkeep. I run around. It's good for me all around. So nice timing of those Chimera Roosts for Dise.
Yeah, this army of ThorZaIN does look really strong and big, 77 supply. But if Dise can get like 3 chimeras, then like this whole army is countered. Like this whole army can't shoot up. Like what are you gonna do? Attack with priest and an archmage? Like there's nothing here. So I feel like there's kind of a window for ThorZaIN, and ThorZaIN knows that this transition is common. It's not uncommon to do this. I wonder why he's sitting around so much. Maybe he wants to take a fight.
I think he did scout it with a flying machine earlier, the Chimera Roost, and he is going into flying machines, but again, there's just only so much you could do. He's going to get, what, 4 or 5 flying machines, possibly. Then he'll be at 80 supply.
Dryads and hips, though. There's a hip transition as well. In the hip transition, you only need a couple hips with the Dryads, and you can take care of these flying machines.
And there's always a Panda level 5 as well. I just do not see a world when there is 2, 3 Chimeras out that ThorZaIN can really win a fight. He's going to have to micro beautifully, and even then, I don't know what he's going to do. He's got 5 mortar teams, which is going to be incredible for about the first 30 seconds before the Chimeras get on top of them.
ThorZaIN just happy with sitting here. He's got 4-3-3. Maybe he thinks he's comfortable with these heroes. But yeah, there's going to be a point where Dice's army is just way too strong. And the flying machines have to be really good. Continuing to pump them out. But like I said, I mean, you'd have to have so many flying machines. And the Dryad Hippo, you only need a couple hips. He hasn't started building them yet because he's going to build some Chimeras first. But the anti-air for Night Elf is good.
Yeah, all it takes is one breath as well. One breath on those bad boys. Nice little killing the trees to get to the shop to get a scroll of healing. And ThorZaIN's certainly going to need at least, a couple of those, which he does have 1, 2, 3 heal scrolls. So the items are very good for ThorZaIN. Has he built enough? There we go, into the high upkeep, which he has to do to get enough anti-air. He's going into high upkeep with just flying machines. This is what I'm talking about, Ricky. And now Dise just doesn't have to fight. Why would he fight? Go for a third base in the middle. Exactly. Beautiful play from Dise. He's just going to chill. You're on high upkeep. I'm going to get my third base. You have to attack into me on the high ground, and why not? I think it would be a bad choice now for Dise to fight into ThorZaIN's expansion. I think he should just chill.
Yeah, that might be the play. Now 2 Chimeras come into the fight, and the reveal comes in, but yeah, he doesn't see the army yet. Flying machines. There isn't enough flying machines to deal with the Chimeras. Actually, there's no hips right now, so the Dryads would have to be
It really depends
good.
on the Breath of Fire, I think.
Yeah.
It depends on the Breath of Fire. But 86 supply, like, ThorZaIN is getting everything he needs, especially the Chimeras are really the ace in the hole for Dise, right? If not, look at all these mortar teams. How are you going to deal with these, right? Especially with 3 heal scrolls on the side of ThorZaIN.
These treants are so annoying, attacking the peasants in the main base of ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN trying to push forward. You'd have to, like, bolt the Panda and then get a really good surface area with the flying machines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice
wow.
dodge.
That was a sick
Point
dodge.
blank. Yeah. Nicely just running, though. Dise is just buying time. I really like this play so far. Like, the expansion may be canceled, but he's going to high upkeep to get the hips to counter the flying machines. Once you counter the flying machines, there's nothing else for the Chimeras. So just good play from Dise overall.
Yeah, this is going to come down to whether these flying machines live or the Chimeras live, because one army will plummet either way. But even if ThorZaIN was to kill the Chimeras, this is still a strong Night Elf army.
Yeah, certainly not weak. It's just you really need to deal with the mortar teams, right? Or else your drives are going to fall, or else your bears are going to fall. Yeah, I think either way, this fight's going to be really one-sided. I don't see a world where both players just end up with no army at the end of this. Someone's going to lose everything.
Okay, the fight comes in. Good surface area on the flying machines right now. The Panda trying to get a breath of fire, but it's not good. And there we go. The hips starting to take focus. And as soon as the flying machines kill the hips, they're going to be on top of these Chimeras. But are the Chimeras getting damage already? It seems like they kind of are. But now the flying machines jumping on the Chimeras. Oh, one falls down right away. I think ThorZaIN has definitely won the air fight, but now he's got to win the ground game. And the Bears have jumped on top of the mortar teams, not getting as much damage from the morts as you'd want. But is the Night Elf army plummeting?
Ooh, they both are kind of losing everything, contrary to what I actually said, but maybe the human heroes will be better in the end because, of course, they always have mana at the end of the day. All 3 heal scrolls, I think, were used. Yes, all 3 heal scrolls on the side of ThorZaIN were used. The Panda's level 5.5, the Keeper's level 5. And it seems as though ThorZaIN has won the fight. He had just enough anti-air units. Clap almost kills the Panda, but Town Portal Force at the end of the day. And now, yeah, 58 against 65 supply, and ThorZaIN has dealt with that air threat. He dealt with it, and that's all you need to do.
Man, that was a huge fight for ThorZaIN to come back into this series. The Breath of Fire was there, but it missed every flying machine. I think it maybe hit one, and that was huge because it just allowed ThorZaIN to just clump up the hips, and then the Chimeras were just like fodder, like 2 pings, and they're all dead. So that was a huge fight for the human. And now with the Health Fountain, ThorZaIN could just heal up for free. Still got a big chunk of army, like you said, going into 74 supply right now, just continuing to mass knights. The flying machines count is still high enough that I don't think Dise will ever transition into air again. It's just too costly. So this will be a battle on the ground. This Tree of Eternity, though, going to walk around. I think the Shredder is actually going to come into the fight as well. Little miss rally, though.
Yeah, the heroes are still very, very good for, in fact, both players. But the Panda, you know, can give you big playmaking potential, especially with level 6, but it can give you hit and run potential with just a level 5. So maybe there's a world in which Dise can secure this middle base, continue to hit and run, continue to pick things off the Dryads, and maybe come back into supply. But at the moment, he's down by about 10 supply.
Down by a bit in this Tree of Eternity. Now I think Dise chills. Now I think Dise chills on the hill. Because obviously he needs to start coming back. But this Tree of Eternity means that he will have the long-term mining long-term. Actually, make him some more hips. And Chimeras. He's just going to keep pumping it. Because now that he knows, hey, if I can get this expansion up, then I could just start building everything, right? I couldn't build these Kims and go back into air off of just the 1 base versus 1 base. But now that if I get this tree up, this will be Pog Champ.
Yeah, this is definitely the win condition at this point for Dise because, you know, ThorZaIN has 3 heroes, right? And he's 4-4-4. Once he hits 5-5-5, what are you supposed to do? Even if you have 6-6 on your Panda Keeper the Grove, right? The human's just going to be stronger, and ThorZaIN also has a stronger army. So currently, Dise needs to secure this middle base.
Huge Breath of Fire with that Panda, but could the Panda actually get locked? There's a staff on the Keeper, so I don't think that either of these heroes... Oh...
I love the single Sork from ThorZaIN. The late game single Sork when you know the Dryad count is low, when you know these hero versus hero fights are going to happen. I love it.
Very good. AOW here, so the Tree of Eternity's almost finished. He's got Wisps ready to mine as well. Shredder's here to fight 77 supply against 73. The Night Elf does look bigger. What's in the 1 Chimera in the Chimera? So this is about even supply. And what's the air fight look like? A couple hips. I don't think they'll be able to break those flying machines yet.
Yeah, Interfire is so good on them too, and they're 2-2 upgraded. The Knights are 1-2 as well. Of course, they share an armor upgrade. But yeah, there's about to be a second Chimera in the air, and the high ground advantage, as well as the Shredder here, which isn't going to be too bad either.
Bolt on the... Oh. Wow, he actually bolts the Chimera and staffs it back to the tree, which keeps it in the main fight. The hips trying to jump on the flying machines, but the flying machines still getting better fights out of this. The last hit might die, but this Chimera is still getting a lot of damage down on these Knights. The Breath of Fires are good. The Keeper in the back pinging with the Venom. This is still very tough for ThorZaIN. ThorZaIN, everything's very low for the human. Everything's low for the Night Elf. I think they're both losing both, but now the level 6 Panda.
Oh my god. Yeah, the second Chimera comes in as well, and they're just in the nick of time, but is there enough? Oh, you really got to deal with these flying machines in the air. And once that Chimera lives at the late end of this fight, it will be very,
the Knights are dead.
Oh my god, this level 6 Panda, this is so good, and the Fairy Dragons haven't been dealt with because the flying machines were focused on all the air units other than the Fairy Dragons. I think Dise is winning this. Oh my god, the heroes might be very, very good for ThorZaIN at the later end of this fight, though. They're both trading everything, Ricky. Everything.
This is crazy. It's going to come down to heroes, and I think that the heroes will favor the human. But this expansion is still up, though, Carson. This expansion has not been touched for the Night Elf. He can continue to build units where ThorZaIN is getting close to broke, and that's where we're seeing the difference now. Dise building units, both players under a keep.
4 points around.
Oh my god, stop. He's got no bolt.
Okay, no bolt, no bash. He doesn't. Yeah, he of course has clap. The Keeper is not level 6, but he will be able to go to the Fountain to supplement that lack of healing. And now the Tree of Eternity is exposed, but there's no damage. Luckily for ThorZaIN, there's 1 mortar team still alive, which will slowly pick away at this tree. But the Panda's coming back with full mana, and remember that ultimate is ticking away. Once that ultimate is popped for the Panda again, ThorZaIN won't be able to do much against it.
Doesn't have that much army still, and Dise rolling around with a couple more Dryads. He's trying to rebuild this army. One Fairy Dragon goes down. One hip actually going down as well. And the hips are useless at this point.
More Dryads. Very important Dryads. Don't even fight with them. Just use them for the water elementals. That's all you should do, Dise. Just abolish those water elementals and run away. Oh, the Archmage is getting low. The Panda's going to be staffed out. The Panda will not die here. That'd be a huge mistake. Look at the hero levels for ThorZaIN are just carrying right now. But in fact, they are for both players.
Oh, the Pally getting low. Pally getting really low. He's got an invuln pot. The staff on the Archmage as well. But if you staff out that Pally, that's going to be the it for the healing. Oh, use the invuln. He wants to get this Panda. He wants to get this Panda. The staff is on cooldown for the Night Elf. Oh my god,
yeah,
Panda
and of
levels
course,
up.
the staff goes to the Tree of Eternity, of course.
Yeah, so it's not really worth the Pally. Entangle, you can't stop.
GG.
GG's called it. Dise, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. What a game, too, dude. Would have loved to see a third game, but Dise just nice play. Incredible.
That was dirty, man. Dise with the 2-0 over ThorZaIN. That is 100% an upset, I would say. And man, that was a close game.
Without that Panda ultimate, right at that timing, I think ThorZaIN just sweeps that fight, man. But that Panda ultimate just carried in the end, and the Fairy Dragon was not dealt with in the back, which was just destroying all the casters on autocast. Like, the one Fairy Dragon and the Panda ultimate won Dise that game right there, but it was beautifully played by him. It was very, very well played throughout the entire game. Very well thought out, I would say.
Wow, that was dirty. That was dirty. Next series is going to be even better. ThorZaIN drops out. He's not out yet. He's still got a chance to win his way through the loser bracket, but that's going to be a tough loser bracket indeed. We will take a bit of a break, and then we will come back with Foggy versus Spiral in the next series, which I'm really, really excited about. We'll see you guys in a little bit.